Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Extreme video for Tuesday, February 8th, 2011. Oh, exciting times in the office again as another winter weather threat is knocking on the door. Let's see if we can answer some questions about who gets what and when. First off today, no problems. Cold and dry, that's the view coming from Fayette. Up in northwest Alabama, had some clouds this morning. Those are long gone. We'll go down south to Demopolis in Marengo County. Down below, that's the mighty Tombigbee River on a sunny, chilly winter day. And, of course, you know where that water goes. Yeah, down here. Gulf of Mexico. Looks good there, doesn't it? The Phoenix All Suites. Can't wait for those warm breezes to start blowing down there. Spring will be here before you know it. We're getting close. But we've still got some winter to go. Look at the big trough over the Four Corners. And that will be impacting the state in a big way tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night with the threat of snow and rain down in South Alabama. Pretty cold out today, as cold as 37 for Cullman. That's at 1 o'clock. 43 for Birmingham and Anniston. Gadsden 41. The warm spot, Montgomery down south, where they currently have 49. And around the nation, it's pretty cold up north. 7 below zero up in Montana at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And readings are in the single digits down into the Texas Panhandle. Ouch. All right, there's your winter weather advisories, watches, and warnings up for this approaching storm. Some of the cities under warnings include Amarillo, Dallas-Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Fort Smith, and Fayetteville. Winter storm watches extend off to the east to include much of the northern half of Mississippi and Alabama. Here's the day one snow outlook. This is for the rest of today, tonight, into early tomorrow morning. The bullseye, Oklahoma and Kansas. This is the probability of at least 4 inches of snow. In day two, this is valid from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning until 6 o'clock Thursday morning. The better chance of the 4-inch snows a little northwest of Alabama. And that looks about right. Overall QPF for North Alabama, about, a tenth to a quarter inch. And if that comes down as snow, that could be 1 to 2.5 inches. The deeper moisture down south, but way down there, it's going to be all rain at Mobile. All right, let's get into it here and take a look at what we've got. We'll start with modeling. This is the 12Z GFS, the Global Forecast System, valid at noon tomorrow at 500 millibars. There's the Vortmax near Dallas coming our way. Not overly impressive, but it should be enough to kick up a fuss. Let's go down and look at the RPM. It has done a pretty good job this season. This is the Rapid Precision Mesoscale model. You can't get this one online. You can only get it here. It's a proprietary model we use. This is valid at noon tomorrow. Should be a good snow over much of Arkansas. Maybe a band of some freezing rain and sleet down there along the US 82 corridor. But Little Rock, just a good snow tomorrow. At noon, we're dry. All right, this is 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. The snow is into Alabama. The model suggesting the snow would be north and west of a line from Scottsboro to Cullman to Birmingham. Some rain could begin for Tuscaloosa and Utah and Greensboro, as you can see, and good snows back in northern Mississippi. That's the better snow at that point. But the point is, this whole thing could begin to unfold late tomorrow afternoon. We all know that in some of the events this season, the models have been way too slow in getting this stuff in here. So we might see snow as early as 3 o'clock mid-afternoon up in the northwest corner, and maybe 4 or 5 o'clock down into Birmingham. I don't think we'll have any. I think we'll get folks home this time without a big problem. Temperature should be above freezing as the precipitation begins, so initially the road's just wet. And again, there could be some rain mixed in with that initially. We'll go to 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and this is when the heaviest should be falling. And the RPM's got kind of a wintry mix along Interstate 20 of some sleet and rain and snow all mixed together with the better snow north of Interstate 20. We've talked about that the whole time. Go to 3 a.m. Thursday. The whole thing is winding down. A few lingering flurries. 6 o'clock Thursday morning, snow flurries. The big event is over. And at noon, it's all gone. That's noon Thursday. really, I think the core of this thing is going to be from 6 until midnight tomorrow night. And after midnight, it starts to wind down. We'll check the RPM snow accumulation graphic. This is the accumulated snow through 64 hours. And again, very persistent. It's got the darker blue, and that's 2 to 4 inches of snow for much of Alabama, north of Interstate 20. Down to the south, a strip of 1 inch for Birmingham and Tuscaloosa and Anniston, places like that, and a dusting as far south as Livingston, Clanton, and Roanoke. And the really big snows back over Arkansas, over near Memphis. And, of course, we have to look at some of the other models. We'll check the GFS. You know, we really haven't looked at that a lot. It's been kind of an outlier, although it's starting to come around and jive up with the other models. It's got the deeper moisture down south and very limited moisture with the upper forcing in the snow belt. And, again, we've been rejecting that, and we still do. And again, that is valid at midnight tomorrow night. Here's the NAM for the same time, midnight tomorrow night. The moisture is much, much deeper, and we think this is much more on track. And this has a more aggressive snow look, maybe down toward US 80. But remember, you know, it's going to take a while for the snow to accumulate. I don't think we see snow accumulation as far south as Selma, Montgomery, Auburn. I guess it's not totally out of the question. I'd say it's unlikely at this point. Check the European. This is valid tomorrow night at midnight. Deeper moisture south of Montgomery, the critical thickness line near Birmingham, with limited moisture to the north. This would not be a super big snow for North Alabama. And the Canadian is the most aggressive of all of them, and I'll just say it's been kind of it has not performed that well this season, but if by chance that's right, we might have more snow than we're forecasting here, and maybe farther south. I'm just throwing it out there. But after looking at all this and a lot more, you know, a lot of this involves soundings and other things. But this is the bottom line. This is where we stand now. And more than likely, well, I take that back. We might change it one more time tomorrow morning. But this is where we're standing. We are looking at the heaviest snow for northwest Alabama. Muscle Shoals, Florence, Russellville, where some folks up there might see 3 to 5 inches back over toward Memphis. That's going to be the big snow belt. And, again, I think firmly that's the better upper forcing and moisture combination. The question up there is moisture, no doubt about that. Some models are suggesting the moisture is not as deep. And really and truly, we've used the RPM more than anything else to put this together. So potential for 3 to 5 inches up around the shoals, maybe as far south as Haleyville. For most folks in this market along and north of Interstate 20, we got 1 to 3. We've been saying 1 to 2, but I've got 3 in there because I think somebody might hit that 3 in a few spots. Most folks, 1 to 2. And that's not a big snow, you know, compared to some of the events we've had this year. It's a relatively light to moderate event. But this would include Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston and Gadsden. We pulled that line down a little bit to include parts of Shelby County and parts of Sumter, Greene, and Hale counties in West Alabama. And then a few snowflakes at dusting to 1 inch for places like Sylacauga, Alexander City, Clanton, Roanoke, Greensboro, Marion. And you might see a few snowflakes down to Montgomery, but obviously we don't expect any issues down there. So that's where we stand now. And again, we might change it one more time tomorrow morning before the thing gets on the board. But really, by tomorrow morning, we'll be staring this thing in the eyeballs. It'll be on radar. We can see it and have a really good idea of what's going to happen with that. All right, Thursday, midday, it's over. Just cold, low 40s. Friday, where the snow is on the ground, we'll probably see some teens. Where there's no snow, lows should be in the low 20s. And the day on Friday should be kind of chilly, highs in the upper 40s. Saturday, starting off the weekend, we think we'll hit the low 50s with a sunny sky. And Sunday, how about 60? Doesn't that sound good? That's the latest number coming from the GFS. Monday of next week, again, we'll be up there close to 60, and pretty much the same deal on Tuesday. That is not an Arctic high. That is a Pacific high. All right, we'll check the end of the forecast on the 24th of February. Again, no western ridge, no Arctic tap. In fact, we got ridging over Florida in the southeast, and if anything, we're going to have to kind of shift from the snow and the winter storm mode into a thunderstorm mode. Look at that, 1,000 millibar low that's west of Chicago with a very wide open Gulf and unstable air. So, before you know it, it'll be that old spring tornado season in here. That's it for the Weather Extreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, the next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we do invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.